Hobby Products of Lima, Ohio. And now back to you, Larry.
Okay, thank you, Chet. This next gentleman who's coming on does something that's really fascinating, and I hope you get it quickly so we can talk about it a lot. Would our next challenger enter and sign in, please? Emmett Chapman. Panel, Emmett Chapman invented something.
Has what?
Emmett Chapman has invented something called the Chapman stick. And you have to
Stick?
figure out what the Chapman stick is. First, we'll show the audience. And let's begin with Beverly Sills.
Is this stick made out of wood?
Yes.
Partly.
Uh-huh. Does it serve any purpose in athletics, for instance?
No.
No.
One down, 9 to go, Gene.
Does this stick have anything to do with what in its broader sense might be called art?
Yes.
It's an art stick.
Not quite.
You can measure arts with
It's
it.
an art stick. Is this stick almost the end in itself rather than something with which you do something? I mean, is the stick
No.
what we're looking for rather than that the stick draws a picture?
No.
The stick itself, the object
No.
that we're looking for?
No to your question.
No.
No to your question.
Arlene?
Well, I'd like to know what I asked.
We didn't either, but we figured that was a safe way out.
They got so many no's over there, they use one up.
Arlene?
Does this stick contain anything?
It doesn't contain anything.
That's all, that's all. 3 down, 7 to go. No.
Well, I'll...
But he was
wait
going to
till
help you, and I don't want him to help you. Soupy?
We all know that.
Yeah. Does this stick have anything inserted or attached to it?
Yes.
Well, that about does it for me. Now, does this thing that's attached to the stick, Emmett, or whatever it is, does it mark or record something?
No, not in that sense, Soupy. 4 down and 6
What
to
sense
go,
is that,
Beverly.
Larry?
Well, in the sense of making a mark or a record.
Very good.
Is
You get a
this
no on that.
is this decorative?
It's not a decorative object.
5 down and 5 to go, Gene.
Does this stick do anything?
Yes.
Does this stick produce anything?
Yes.
Besides riches for yourself, I hope.
That remains.
This stick does something. When the stick does something, do you have to do something to the stick to make it do something, or is it self-doing stick?
No, it can't be answered yes or
Yes or no?
Do you have to manipulate? Do you have to manipulate this stick in some way for it to produce?
Yes, I do.
You know what I say?
no. What?
Get the stick and beat it. I'm so anxious to see this fascinating stick perform that I don't really care against it anymore.
You want to try to find out what it does?
Does this stick produce anything that I can see?
No.
6 down and 4 to go, Arlene.
Oh. And it's not a divining rod?
Yes, it is not.
It's
Yeah.
not a divining rod.
It's not a pogo stick.
But now you say that there are things attached or used with this stick.
Right.
The things that are attached. But it's getting so complicated.
This
do
is
they
a
have do they have any color?
Oh, yes, they have a color.
They do?
Yes.
Do they have many colors? Is it a stick of many colors?
No,
It's
7
a
down and 3 to go.
matchstick.
Soupy?
Does the thing that it produces, is it ever come out like a powder that makes a line?
No, 8 down and 2 to go, Beverly.
Do you plug it in?
Yes.
Oh, I Well, you plug it in. Isn't that nice?
Well, don't you with every stick?
So we can assume that it's electrical.
That's
Yeah.
right.
A non-wooden electrical
A
stick.
non Is it any kind of transmission of sound?
Yes.
Ah,
I don't even know what I'm talking about. Well, is it a radio of any kind?
No, it isn't.
9 down and 1 to go, Gene.
I pass to Emmett. Emmett, I'll give you one question.
All right.
Well,
Well, I have to talk out of one corner of my mouth and then answer with the other corner. Is that right?
Come on, Gene, what do you say? You have any
this
idea?
stick, she plugs in the stick, and it's electric, and you said it makes a sound,
Right?
Yeah.
right? So is this a stick that makes sounds?
Yes?
That's right.
We have to go further?
Yes.
What kind of sound?
Yes?
It speaks in Italian.
That's a no.
But
No.
but close.
It is a new musical instrument.
That we would say.
And it really is fascinating. It combines some extraordinary elements. And why don't we go up there and just not talk about it here, but see it? Can we open the curtain, Lloyd, please? Let's go up there, Richard.
Look at that, that's a stick. What happened to the rest of the guitar?
There it is. Now, this is a Chapman stick. This strap, I guess, goes over the shoulder.
Right.
Now, what is this?
This is a hook that goes into a person's belt, and
Okay.
it holds it in playing position.
Now, you have what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 strings.
10 strings.
Are they strung like a guitar or what?
They're strung in uniform fourths, similar to a guitar, and the bass strings are tuned in fifths, similar to a cello.
So how many more octaves do you have on this than you have on a normal guitar, say?
You'd have like close to the piano range, like
Close to
seven
piano.
and 7.5 octaves.
That's amazing on this. Now then, what is this?
This is a removable housing for the electronic pickups, and they're pickups similar to guitar pickups.
Okay, and then they go into amplifiers back there.
Right, it's a stereo system.
Now, what is a stereo system?
Right.
Now, what is this?
This is a foot pedal that is not really part of the invention, other than it allows me to have many guitar effects all inside of one pedal and not have to worry about wires and boxes all over the floor.
Now, do you play it by plucking as you do with the guitar?
And I play by tapping. Each hand is playing independently, like a piano would play and tap piano keys. I'm tapping strings. The
So
left
then-
hand can play alone, the right hand can play alone.
So then you can get really opposing lines. Would you play something for us?
All right, I'd be glad to, yes.
Before you do that, listen, what is this going to cost?
This is being marketed now, and I've begun to manufacture them. I've built 10 of them, and I'm selling them for $550.
Now, how long a period of instruction would you need before you could really play it?
Well, like, you can initially do a lot on it. It's a very articulate instrument. You can pick it up and start going into rock and blues effects.
Listen, I'm just going to shut up and get out of the way. What are you going to play?
I'd like to play my own arrangement of Yesterdays.
Okay, you're on. Thank you for being with us on What's My Line. That's it. We'll be back with more of What's My Line right after this message. That's really marvelous.